Hello, folks. Welcome to Eating with Andrew. Um, it's a Friday night. It's time to get drunk. That's pretty much it, isn't it? Who have we got in the chat? We've got Flipping Panda, the Friday Money Mental Summit. Indeed. Chunks is in, loving the thumbnail. Um, we've got Don in, Yorkshire Mix. Welcome. I am finishing off my dinner because I had a call from work just as I was sitting down to eat it. So my evening was slightly disrupted. But how are we all? What wonderful exploits have you been up to this week? Evening, Damien. Evening, Pat. Evening, Stu. Evening, Sharon. Oh, scheduled for 8 o'clock. Work really interrupted me, delaying me. Here's a beautiful lady. Hello, Terry. Hello, John. Anyway, eating food is a vital part of the show. Although I'm too poor for takeaways at the moment. I have a question for Sharon. Are you from Bradford, or is Bradford your surname? That's my question. Why does Stu get a star and a heart? I don't get a star and a heart. What's he done to get one? Why does it look like I'm behind a frosted window? Don't know. Clean your screen. Clean your screen, Kathy. Surname got you. I was going to say, Don goes to your car boot, but not if you're not in Bradford. Everyone's getting a star and a heart. No, should just be one for me, because I'm the star of the show. Just what I did there. Built for that one. Oh look, it's clean on mine. I give it a clean, but yeah, looks just the same. Right. Put the link in the chat. If anyone wants to pop on. Well, I finished my now cold pasta. Video comments on videos. Can't remember the last time I commented on a video. That's something I do very often. Usually because I watch it on the TV, so I can't comment. I think what we need to do tonight is work out the top 5 sexiest YouTubers. That's the challenge. You could put in who are your top 5 in the chat. So I see some people can afford a takeaway, not me. Too poor. Barely got any money for cider. Desperate times. Yeah, thank you, Neil. I am always better. A cheap chippy. Hey, he was more than welcome to join me in Hitchin. You could have shared my room. God knows, I ended up on Saturday night in that room with 4 lads and a tub of Vaseline. So, there was room. And we come up with a fantastic idea for tatswap, which is going to be our new thing that we're going to do. We just need to work out the logistics. But tatswap is coming. No beer left is fine. As long as they've got cider, you're okay. Don't drink beer. Awful stuff. Evening, Dave the Gent. Everyone says, somebody says, hello, Calf. I think they're talking about my old boss. It's called Calf. We met her last night, actually. I looked behind my shoulder to see if she's about checking up on me. I feel like I'm eating too early. We should be waiting until 8:30 to eat. I'm a guest speaker at the summit. Well, it's called a summit, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot about that. No, I go to Chester. I committed to Chester. I've said yes to Chester, haven't I? So I'm not going anywhere else. Well, unless somebody pays me a lot of money, in which case I will happily go somewhere else. But no, I thought I was booked in as a guest speaker at the Chester meetup. Regale you all with tales of my 21 years on this earth. Hello, Sean. Sean's everything crafting. You changed your name. Are you crafting now, Sean? Are you crafting or are you crafty? Besides, I've heard Cherry Jane Joyce is coming to Chester, and I can't miss meeting Cherry Jane Joyce, or CJJ, as I will now call her, until I forget to do so. So you're going to meet CJJ, aren't I? Can't be missing out on that. I have done 0 listings today. In fact, I've only done 3 listings this month. I'm a brilliant part-time reseller. So what are you crafting, Sean? Never mind about meeting anyone else. You're just meeting me, isn't it? That's the key. We'll find someone else to go there. No one else is. Perfect. I had no sales day on eBay yesterday. Which is why there's no thing. I don't believe they've confirmed prices, to be fair, for the summit. Everyone's saying it's 50 quid or whatever, because there was a picture that was leaked. But they've said they're not confirming prices until the 25th. So it could be 60 quid. It could be 70. Or it could be cheaper. It's movie chat / MMUK meetup. I just haven't got around to organising the MMUK part of it yet. Or indeed getting around to do my tax return either. I've got a few things I haven't done yet. I need to do a lot of stuff. Good evening, Judy. Judy will be in Chester with us. She is my designated driver for the day. She's going to be coming into Wrexham to pick me up from my house to chauffeur me to the Chester meetup. Hello, Porky. How are you? Right. It's got to be time to get some cider. Oh, Bottlecraft. I bet you've got to be careful not to drop those, haven't you? You'll be breaking them all over the place. I'm dyspraxic, can't I? So I'd be useless. I'd just break everything. Right. Okay. Shall we get... Oh, there you go, son. You've got a customer here. CJJ is a big fan of that kind of stuff. Right, let's drop the link in the chat. See if we can get some guests on. Link is in the chat now. Right, and now we've got Thatcher's Haze. I was at Aldi earlier, and I thought I should buy some cider. And then the Taurus costs more than this does because of the minimum unit price in the miles. So I was like, I don't really want to buy Taurus at this price, but I know I can get it for 50p a can or whatever it is in England. So I just have to hope I don't run out of the Thatcher's Haze. I think this is the supply I got New Year's Eve. There we go. Right. I need to reply to some text messages. Where is the star of the show tonight? Looking at him. Looking at him, Don. I'm here. I'm here. There we go. Didn't have a drink for your birthday. Are you doing dry January? I went out to an event. Helping or helped organise an event down in London last night. Within the first hour, I drank 2 bottles of wine. Oh, it was not good. I was very drunk. I got no ability to pay. I drank it like it was tap water. Star of the show has 4 paws. I definitely don't have 4 paws. I don't have any paws. I got 2 feet, 2 hands. I've got no paws. I could get my feet out to show you if you want. We always say happy birthday to Sean, don't we? Let us sing happy birthday to Sean. Here we go. Everyone joining in the chat. Whatever you're doing, whatever you are, stop what you're doing now, right? And sing for Sean, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sean. Happy birthday to you. Boom. There we go. There you go, Sean. The best birthday present ever. But not you, but the other comedy, the other one. Christ, we can't. Only 2 shows. It's going to be like frigging Dave's, isn't it? So every frigging person's called Dave. Now it's going to be every person called Sean. You all need to just be known by one name that's not the same as everyone else's. It makes it much easier. We cope with this. Your cat just ran out of the room. Obviously thought, never heard singing like it. We muted Andrew. Ah, dear me. Fantastic singer I am. There's people in the chat you want to watch out for. Their singing was awful. Terrible. They were well out of tune. I was perfect. Birthdays in July. Oh, whereabouts in July? I'm a July baby. 26th of July for me. My God, birthdays just once a year. Birthdays are every day, Stu. According to my Facebook notifications, every person I know has a birthday at least every day. So, birthdays are every day. 10th. Okay, before me. Not a Leo like me. Sharon's 11th of July. There you go. It's proven, isn't it? That's exactly the point, isn't it? We say happy birthday to Sean on the 10th. Now you'll sing happy birthday to Sharon on the 11th, wouldn't you? Birthdays are every day. Woo woo. Same birthday as me, 26th of July. Good choice. You've landed well there. You've come the right side. You've got best star sign ever, Leo. CJJ is July 2. Phil is 28th of July. When is your birthday on July? Sherry, we have what we do is there's a tradition that MMK sends personalised birthday messages, photos. Indeed, you have a birthday photo from me. I'll leave it to your imagination as to what's in the picture, but you have to tell me what date it is, and I can put a reminder in. What's Nicholas doing? Texting me. Where is did anyone not born in July? They're all July. I've never seen so many July. Junie's December, of course. So remember that. It's December 23rd, isn't it, Junie? Is somebody else live? I think Dan's live with Closet Screek. I think they're doing a show. Damien turned up late. Story of his life there. Don is May. Sarah's June. Neil is February. Well, next month. What are you doing for your 50th next month then, Neil? Neil's 50 next month. I keep forgetting this. I didn't know you were a member of my Facebook group, Woo Woo. Kept that one quiet. God, have we interacted on Facebook and I've not known? That may not be good. Kathy was 7 weeks early, so we now know that Kathy is going to be the first person to arrive at Chester for the meetup. Junie's husband is 50 in November. Porty's 31st of August. Tonks is 21st of March. Well, you should come down to Chester meetup for your birthday, celebrate your birthday then, shouldn't you? Fetch the wife along. We'll be all right. Hang on, here we go. Come in to warm us up.
Hang on, I've got to turn the audio off.
Hang on, here.
There we go.
How are you? How's the Tat Shack?
The Tat Shack.
Yeah, that's what I've named it now.
It's all right. It was supposed to be full of stock by now, but we've had to move the delivery till Sunday.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I've got
So,
it on the wrong screen. It's over here. So hello.
You suddenly appeared, Phil. Hello.
I was lurking. I was talking to this stupid AI chat thing. It's too scary for me. I don't like it.
You're not still on that, are you?
You can't get on it these days. It's so popular. It's
Well, I tried.
ridiculous.
I think you sent me the link, didn't you?
Yes.
And there was constant queuing to get in, so I gave up.
Yeah. It's so they've been trying to bring more hardware online to meet up with demand, but it's scary. If it's getting overloaded with all this information, I wonder what it's doing with it all.
Well, you know my opinion on the whole AI.
Yes.
I can't remember if I said this before, but I used to do one of the side hustles I had was helping program responses for AI chatbots. Yeah. The one I was programming responses for was like a dating kind of thing, chatbot, right? So I was, giving it responses to use in response to certain situations, certain questions, etc. Right? So doing that, I was getting paid for it. And the next day, this girl messaged me on might have been Plenty of Fish or Tinder or something like that, right? And I'm having a conversation with her. I thought, oh, this is going well, right? And then I go in and have a look to do chatbot work, and the messages that have come up are the ones I've bloody sent. I've been catfished by myself. How does that work?
No, it happens. Oh dear.
That's one very good reason not to use blooming online dating sites. You'll get chatted up by Andrew.
Yeah, Well,
even if it's not actually him.
so I was helping organised crime, as it turns out. I probably should confess that publicly. But helping set up these chatbots that are the catfishes that are extracting money from desperate people. Fortunately, I became wise to it, mostly because I saw some of the typos that I'd made. I was not very good at the role. Oh, beautiful Ellen's in. Hello, Ellen. How are you? We still need to sort out our trip to Bridgenorth. When it gets warmer, we go to Bridgenorth. How's your week been, Nick, since you got back from Hitchin?
Yeah, not bad. I finally got back into listing. There'll be a load of stuff going live tonight.
Did your haul arrive eventually?
Say again?
Did your haul arrive eventually? I know it was delayed.
No, it was due Monday. Sadly, but that didn't work out. So we've had to rearrange, and it's all coming Sunday morning now.
Oh.
Which gave me more time to finish everything in the shed, and I haven't really finished it.
just move it all.
Yeah, it's good enough. It's dry and it's secure, so we can chuck it all in there and make it work.
Well,
but I made a video today instead about my history of of going crazy and buying van loads of gear every now and again, and whether it's a good idea or not. Yeah,
I could do with a few vans to take all my gear away.
So, have you been talking about tatswap, the next big thing to hit the UK?
Well, I was just mentioning to the people of the chat that we're going to be setting up tatswap. It's going to be the best event. I mean, that's commenting on other events, obviously. Just saying it's tatswap is the event we need to do next.
So was this you and Pete out on the Friday night brainstorming, or was this on the Saturday?
This was just after we'd left you in Hitchin. Derek, Tom, and Pete come back to my room. It was great. All four of us there. I thought we'd go live, and we were discussing, the next meetups and whatever, and we hit collectively on the idea of doing a tatswap. It took four of us to work this out because we were very drunk.
Well, I like the idea because, as far as I've understood, it could work that we all meet up, stuff our car full of stock that we don't want to deal with for whatever reason. We turn up and swap it with a load of stuff from someone else that they don't want to deal with. It's like me and clothing. We got rid of loads of clothing before we moved that had loads of margin in it, really good stuff, Nike and Adidas and all sorts, but we just weren't going to deal with it. That would have been perfect to swap with a clothing seller, and they could have given me a car full of whatever, media, crockery.
My plan is to turn up to tatswap with a car full of clothing as well. This is my fear, though. We're all going to turn up with cars full of clothing.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to put like some kind of regimen around it in terms of we can have so many people turning up and bringing clothing, so many people bringing media, so many people bringing electricals, that kind of thing. We have like a clothing corner, a media corner, electricals corner, ceramics corner, that kind of stuff.
Well, I picture just like a car park. It will look so dodgy. It'll be a car park, and we'll all like open our boots and wander around, and then do some deals, and then go to the pub.
I know. Of course, we will not drive from the pub afterwards, folks, because drinking and driving is bad.
No. We will have designated drivers or hotel rooms. Yes.
Are you all going to wear big black long coats and flat caps?
Of course.
And talking hushed voices underneath the bonnet or underneath the boot of the car. Go, do you want to see this? Do you want to see this?
It'll be like our own
flash lots of money.
Be like our own private car boots, but no money will be changing hands.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could just turn up and say, look, 50 quid the car for any takers. You could flog it. I mean, there'll be no rules, I don't think, but who cares? See what happens. You could basically, I think the idea just you add that onto the end of a casual meetup like we had last weekend, and then it's kind of a expenses paid work trip. Then, right? You can take it out of the business then.
Well, yeah, exactly like the all expenses paid work trips of Hitchin I just had.
Yeah. Well, I guess we could cover our costs from that because we made a video which is actually part of our business now. So technically, we could put that through the books because it was work.
And I also
And we were promoting the app, sharing the app with people, getting feedback. Totally a business trip for us, right? Sorted.
And I made several live streams, which again is a vital part of my business and helps me get the 60 quid. Hopefully will get me 60 quid at some point. And then there was the networking that took place. There was the sharing of knowledge and even though I refuse to talk about eBay to anyone, I was like, but we won't tell later. I've seen that I refuse to discuss the subject.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that's a valid business expense. But I just noticed, Sean says, is it a mixed lot of stuff, Nick? Yes, it is. There you go.
I should make dance videos. I have the coordination.
Did you see the clip that I put in of your twerking?
I've not seen any videos of Hitchin Meetup because I did not want to remind myself of what went on. Was that me and Brum when we were in the?
Yeah, I think Brum's in it. Yeah, I think Brum's in it doing some sort of slow disco job, and then you're there just waving your ear about. From what I remember.
I'll tell you what, your subscribers must have doubled by now, then.
I think we've lost quite a few. I'm not even joking. Whenever we put anything out like that about meetups or we do a charity appeal or anything, we lose a shed load of subs. But
brilliant.
It's what we're up. I can only share what I'm doing. You know.
I thought you were coming to the meetup, Phil. I thought you said you were coming. Did I get that wrong?
No, you got that wrong. I was working away, which is very annoying, but it's always the damn way. I was keeping control of Kent while Damien was out of the county, so
somebody had to.
I have to go back on Sunday evening, or virtually a month will bar a few days. Bloody hell. Absolute nightmare. Nice work.
I'm all over the place at the minute, professionally. Well, actually, no, just geographically. That's what I meant. I'm in Cardiff next week, which is a beautiful city to visit if people haven't been there before, especially down by the bay. It's very nice. And just not far from Pembrokeshire, which is lovely countryside as well.
I saw First Contact in Cardiff back in the 90s.
You had First Contact?
Watched.
All right, I was gonna say the
Augie Star Trekky one, I think it was.
Yes, yeah.
I went to an animation festival in Cardiff. Would have been what, 93 maybe, and we saw the premiere of Nightmare Before Christmas, and met all the animators, and so good. Yeah, might have been 94. Thinking about it now.
I saw. I went to the Red Dragon Cinema. I saw one of the Hulk films, not the recent ones with what's his face? I've forgotten his name now.
Yeah, but
I think it was an Ed Norton one. When he was the Hulk, and they had the cinema there. I'd never encountered this before anywhere. They had a VIP thing that you could pay for. So I thought at the time I was like living at home, working full time. Money was no object. So I thought I'd go for the VIP experience, and it turned out to be an upstairs bar with sofas on, where you bring your food and bring your drink, alcohol and everything, and you could just sit on the sofa and watch the cinema. I had never seen anything like it at that stage. It was brilliant. But I think there's quite a few places like that now.
Showcase cinemas are pretty much like that, aren't they? Have you been to a showcase where every single seat's a reclining chair, and you can, in the gallery, you're allowed to take in. You've got a private bar upstairs, and you can take your alcohol into the cinema.
I think cinemas have got to work twice as hard now because we've all got, a lot of us got decent tellies, and you can stream films, and the quality's really good. So they've got to make it an experience.
Some films you've got to see in a cinema. Some you really do have to see in a cinema. Some of them you don't. But...
Yeah, I've not seen the new Avatar yet. I wouldn't mind seeing that in the cinema.
I've forgotten about that. I wanted to see that in the cinema. I want to see that in 4D.
That'll be in the cinema for ages, surely, won't it?
Probably.
The last one was in the cinema for so long.
It probably will, but the only time I can watch it is the weekends, and I've got plans. The Cardiff cinema, it was ahead of its time, little Steve. It was brilliant. I mean, this was like 16 years ago. Don't know, no spoilers.
Well, I saw the first Avatar, like I said, in the cinema, and that was like that when they started the 3D mainstream cinemas, and it was good. Took a bit of getting used to, especially when I've got glasses on, and then glasses in front of me, glasses.
That puts me off it.
It's a bit much on your face all at once, but yeah.
I like to be out of the film, not inside the film.
3D used to be great, but the novelty wore off, and I just resented having to pay an uplift in the end, so I stopped.
Well, we went to quite a few when it all started, and we always forgot to take our glasses, so then they'd fleece us for like £5 a pair of glasses again. And then we've still got them. We've still got like a drawer somewhere with a load of these stupid glasses in. We've got balanced review. Look, Avatar was good. I think it was shite. There you go, people. No spoilers. 2 reviews.
I think Sharon and Damien should have a fight. See who wins. Avatar style. Last movie I saw, Black Panther. I haven't seen the new Black Panther, Dave, either. I'm waiting for that to come on the Disney Plus. Evening Big Steve.
It's not long out now, is it? Is it Wakanda?
Yeah, it'll be on Disney Plus within weeks.
So did they CGI the chap who passed away then?
No, he's not in it apparently.
Not in it at all. Okay.
No. I'm sure there'll be an explanation in it, but
I think the most confusing film last year was that Everything Everywhere All of the Time. My God, it done my head in. What a weird film. Very good, but
not seen it. I remember Inception coming out and nobody really understanding it. I've never seen
that. He's here. He's taking a break from doing my self-assessment tax return for me.
That's the fair ball. That's not long away, is it? I thought it was around about March. That's good.
I'll watch that on the 1st of February. What day is the 1st of February? It's a Wednesday, isn't it? Yes, Wednesday. I'll watch that Wednesday night.
That's going to clash with Bad Batch then.
I need to check with Aaron if they've got everything they need for the company tax return. I'm sure we've sent through everything now, Aaron. I've not had another email chasing me for stuff.
Yes, it's that time of year again, isn't it? Where everyone tells
we've done our personal ones and the partnership one. That's all finalised, thank God. But we let someone else deal with the company one because, although it should be really simple because it's not made a penny, so there's no income.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you got nothing to declare. Just as long as you declare that you've got nothing to declare, so they don't fine you.
Yeah, it's just lots of expenses.
Can you offset any of those expenses against the following year?
I wouldn't like to say. I don't really know if it's any different with companies. I would assume so.
I know that's not an issue on eBay, is it, when you're doing that, because it's pretty much a day-to-day thing. But just running, if you had running expenses from last year, which you aren't going to recoup for months, whether the any sort of debt, if you like, or any negative, or whether they got cut off, or I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know.
You soon will.
That's why we have people like Aaron to hopefully sort this stuff out for us and do it right.
My brother-in-law is a company accountant for a large haulage company, and he makes hundreds of thousands of pounds a year. But I don't think he'd be interested in my accounts.
Well, Neil, who's in the accounting world, says yes, you can offset losses in the following years.
Oh, that's good. I would have thought you should be able to.
We will keep accruing losses then. Yay!
For the future.
Yeah.
We'll pay it off.
It's my nest egg.
Can you put those against your eBay?
Let me
do that.
Separate thing.
Right, what's going on in this chat? Let's talk about Inception. Inception's really easy to understand. Tenant is harder to understand.
Oh, Tenant! I couldn't really. I had issues with Tenant. It didn't sit right with me the way they were doing their time travel bits. It was wrong-ish. I didn't like it.
I'll tell you,
not that one.
My biggest issue with Tenant, right? Single biggest issue with it, right? Where was he? He wasn't in it. I didn't see David Tennant in it once.
There's no Scottish lagers or anything. Oh, it's Tennant's in it.
The film's named after him. He's not even in it. He's not even in his own film. Yeah.
Well, we haven't really been watching much recent telly, but we started watching Wednesday last night.
My sister said about that. My sister highly recommends it.
Yeah, well, it's Tim Burton's involved, so I was all over that. He's my favourite director of all time, and it's certainly got his style.
I know he's got a big catalogue of stuff he used to, because he used to partner up with Johnny Depp on virtually everything, didn't he?
Yeah, Johnny Depp, and of course Helena Bonham Carter, because they're partners. I assume they still are. He has his favourite actors for sure.
Yeah, I think my sister asked me today, "Oh, have you seen that yet?" And I said, "What streaming service is that?" She said, "It's on Netflix." I said, "I just cancelled Netflix because I haven't watched a thing on it for the last 3 months."
Oh, well, we've only watched.
I can always get it again.
No, I think we watched 2 episodes last night, and yeah, it's good. It's really hooked us in. So, yeah.
I thought I wouldn't like it. I thought, oh, this looks like a kid's thing. I'm not going to enjoy this. But I thought I watched it anyway, because I was bored. I didn't have anything else to do at the time, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. It really appealed to me.
And are we still talking about Wednesday?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get Netflix back. They keep emailing me with offers and stuff, so you can have it back for $4.99, full HD, and all this one. I'll wait till Stranger Things come back out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a really good mix of very dark, very sort of black humour, but also funny. It's classic Burton. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that? I'm trying to think. What was that film he did where the bloke was dead?
Beetlejuice.
No, it was animation, wasn't it?
Well, he did.
It was only like dark blues and blacks.
Oh, Corpse Bride.
Yeah, that's it.
That's same vein as Nightmare Before Christmas. Same sort of I think it was the same animation team. Yeah, it's very cool.
Somebody's setting off fireworks. It's 20th of January.
Normally I hear them all the time around here, so I don't notice. Where I've got the what they call it, not the dock, the massive cruise port in Southampton. It's virtually every night there's fireworks, because they do like a 2-minute display as they pull out and pull in all the time.
Well, I just had
Why is Neil telling me it was Thursday last night?
Because you said it was Wednesday.
Oh.
Goodness me.
I've just had a follower on Instagram.
Ooh.
I won't read out that username, but
I can't read the number. How many have you got?
that's my new follower. I will not be following back because it will be another one of those. It'll be one of the bots that I've programmed.
Oh, I get random people sending me messages on Instagram. They'll have like a little like a not thumbnail, like the little avatar image will be some young attractive lady, and it'll just say, "Hey, gorgeous." Nice. Just makes me laugh. Just show Andrew, look, hey, gorgeous. Fishing for replies. See if I've got.
Yeah, then you reply, and at some point during the conversation, they want $100 gift card.
Yeah.
And then when you say, "Oh, thank you very much," yes, you can email it across to me. I'll have it. And then they go, "No, I want one." I say, "No, I'll have one. It's fine. Don't worry. I'm more than grateful for you to send me one."
See,
No, you don't understand. It's for me. No,
I do realise you're a middle-aged man in Texas trying to con me, or in India or wherever.
I keep getting them slipping into my regular email now, which is very annoying. I don't know how they're doing it. Because normally they all get straight to the junk box where I can just send them off as a report of phishing on block. Every now and then you get these weird and wonderful ones coming up on my main focused emails. And you know, hello, how do they manage that? It's got past my filters. But I'd rather delete stuff that is genuine than keep stuff that isn't. So I don't like the look of it. Bang, it's gone. One of my larger expenses of the year, I do always have a massive amount of software security on the laptop. It's not worth the hassle. I've seen people and their laptops when they have had ransomware on it. You may as well throw the laptop in the bin after that. It's done. So I thought, well, I'm not having none of that. So the trouble is, I don't use the VPN very often because it interferes with streaming and God knows what else. And I think I might have to start using that a little bit more.
I'm all right on mine. Real dbrid. I've accepted the fact that I am not based in Holland, and the VPN is lying. And I've removed their ban that they tried to impose.
Oh, right. I've opened Instagram straight away. Apologies if this is a real person, but I'm putting money on the fact that this isn't a real person, especially when it only says hi. That's it.
I only ever use Instagram to read other people's posts and pictures. I don't think I've ever posted on it.
I'm the opposite. I just put random pictures on it.
Yeah, I look at all your pictures. So.
I follow 21 and 5,600 follow me for some unknown reason.
It's for Jeff. We like the pictures of Jeff.
No, Jeff's got his own. That's not on mine.
Yeah, well, I follow that as well. But...
Yeah. I don't think I've done a Jeff today. See, where else can you get quality like that? I mean...
Exactly. Oh, when I shaved my beard off, I thought of that, and I thought, I'm going to keep this and send a picture to Nick. Then I looked at it, I thought, I really can't be asked and just shave off anyway. No. It looked horrendous. We would have looked like the Chuckle Brothers or something.
Somebody likened me to, what's his name in The Simpsons, a neighbour?
Yeah, Flanders.
Oh,
are you left-handed? If you're left-handed, it could be you.
No, I'm not.
He had the left-handed store, didn't he, eventually?
Oh, I don't know. Magnum PI, someone said.
Magnum PI.
Stavros.
Back screen.
This is exactly true, Ampage. Right? This is a created face. It's not a real one. I am actually a bot.
Well, the program I'm looking at the moment is developed by the same people that do that. It shows you pictures, photorealistic pictures of people that don't exist. It can even the artwork it pours out. I couldn't tell if you put up a real artist's work against something that this computer can do. I'm not talented art-wise enough to tell you who did what. It can even do videos now.
Yeah. It's got to a point where people are using it to create their like end of term essays and stuff.
Although
the lecturers can't tell often that it's made by computer.
It's not such a great idea. Okay, if you really can't be asked to do it, you could do it, but you wouldn't get a high grade. They had someone testing it with very high level questions, like near degree level questions, end of the year exams and things. It scored 72%, which doesn't sound bad, but the average across all of the class is 76. So if you relied on it, you would be below average, although you might pass. But what goes around comes around, you see, because you can actually write programs that can detect whether it's been done by an artificial intelligence, because they write in a specific manner. They write far too complicated sentences, and it's far too structured. No one writes like that. But when you're reading it, you may not notice, but a computer doesn't read it like that. A computer can analyze it and say, chatbot did that. It can do it to about 98% and get it right to say, no, it cheated. But, so things like exams are going to go anyway, aren't they? Because it's all memory based. So.
Yeah.
I think it's the tat shack that needs investigating, Stu.
Well, I was going to say the problem with investigating my basement, which sounds a bit dodgy itself, is I don't have one. Which I was quite disappointed when we bought this, because of all things you'd think an old pub would have, it would be a cellar or a basement. Yeah. Doesn't have one.
Is there beer cellar next door, or is it just because it's that old when a pub that just didn't have?
If it was a very old pub, it wouldn't have a cellar because it would all have been cask ale, which is
Well, we think that's what the original outbuilding was. It was their ale store.
Yeah, because you would have used. I remember the olden days, about 30 years ago. I used to run pubs. I used to be on my living. I used to be a relief manager, and one of the hardest things to do was to prepare your cask ales for your old man in their flat caps to come in, because they know whether you've done it properly. So you had to do it properly, otherwise they would vote.
Do people still drink mild?
That went out ages. That went.
I
late
remember
90s. It finally went.
Well,
you used to make Boilermaker with Miles and brown ale, something like that.
When I was at uni, if we went down to the docks, the old sailors would come in there, and they'd be drinking. The old merchant navy sailors coming in, they'd all be drinking mild. It's the only time I've ever seen anyone drinking mild.
The only reason they used to drink it is one, it was very cheap, and two, it had low alcohol, so they could have quite a few of them and still manage to get home. Because I think it was only about some milds as low as 2%. A bit like American lager, except black. It's a bloody horrible colour. It looked like a dodgy Guinness, didn't it?
I don't think I've ever had that.
No, you don't. You're not missing anything. The past was the worst. You don't. There's a good reason why people don't drink it anymore. It's because it gets bloody horrid.
It's like 4% beer. Pointless.
It's all becoming like that now, though. I remember when I was running pubs, everything was like 5%. God knows where people, you wouldn't bat an eyelid if someone said, "Oh, could I have a drop of the Navy's rum, please?" Which would be like 68% or something. Was it Woods 100? Was that the one that was really bloody strong?
I don't know.
Good shit that was. God blimey.
I remember trying when I was a teenager. There was a certain lager. It was like Special Brew, but it wasn't didn't have the connotations. But it's something gold. What was that stuff?
Gold Label.
Was it just gold? That sounds right.
It was a small bottle,
and it was like drinking. It was like drinking treacle.
It actually is the same family of ales as Special Brew, but it's stronger. Yeah. It's actually, because of the amount of alcohol, it's technically classed as a barley wine.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know.
There's another one. If you look
9 or 10% in it.
I think it's about 13, something like that.
Was it? It's like a wine then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they called it, barley wine. It's,
Yeah.
I
But it
think there was
was
another one called barley wine. Yeah.
gold level barley wine. Okay.
Did
But
they
I
have a
remember
test?
it was so hard to drink. It was horrible.
It is horrid, but it was like you say. It's what the teenagers used to dare each other. The only people that could drink it successfully were the real old guys that know what it is. At the end of the night, when it was last orders and there's nearly time to go home, but they had a bit of beer left, they'd order a gold label and wham it in the top of it, just to give it some for the walk home. Well, they did in my bar anyway.
And here's the UK's biggest gold label drinker.
Yes.
God.
Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Have you
Good evening.
have you recovered from the excessive prices for alcohol we had to pay at the weekend?
I know. I was shocked. I mean, it was watered down piss, really. Even at 99p. I mean, I was not, considering how many I had, I was not anywhere near drunk. And I woke up Sunday morning perfectly fine, even though.
Well,
I've lost
that one
something.
round I bought in whatever the name of that, the Snug, I think we ended up in, cost me as much as I'd spent the whole evening in the other place.
Yeah, I bought around 5 in the pub, and that came to under a tenner, and that was with John having a Bulmers at nearly £3. It was like that was the most expensive. It was like, really, you want the most expensive one? It's like, fine. Whatever.
I'm not sure John knew what was going on, to be honest, but
I think
I've never
John
seen a man
was
drink
after
himself
one
sober
pint.
like that before, though.
There we go.
did he go full circle?
Absolutely wasted after just the 1 pint, and he got up to the level, and then he just stayed at like that really drunk level across the whole night. He didn't get any worse. No matter how many more he had, he was just like really pissed after the first one and just stayed there.
Is that from
Quite
Reselling?
funny, actually.
Yeah.
He hasn't done
Yeah,
a video.
he never mentioned it on his latest video. I think he pushed out a video
he
that
done
he
one?
recorded on Monday. I think he recorded one. I think there's one out this week. I was waiting to hear. He looked fine, but he never mentioned it. Maybe he doesn't remember.
I'm surprised if he remembers anything.
He ordered a 6-piece bucket to himself at the takeaway at the end of the night. So I was going,
Yeah, that.
what? I said, you're going to be passed out when you get into your room. 6 pieces of chicken, you wake up with one on your face.
Was that food any good? I didn't have any, but I noted they were very efficient in there. It was like, I'll have that, and like 3 seconds later, they were handing you the bag.
Good takeaway. That was good.
Very efficient.
Yeah, that one up Brand Street is very popular.
Yeah,
they do very well up there.
I think the best bit was when I was trying to chat up the girl in the queue. She just completely blanked me. Refused to even acknowledge my existence.
no, he's not done a video since
Don't
he's
say
been kicking. Last one was 9 days ago.
Was it? Oh, maybe I.
So, he hasn't done one.
Maybe I'm watching
since
one from the previous week.
I've seen about. I think he posted in one of the. Yeah, I think he posted in Money Mental Group the other day.
They put a picture of me up.
Yeah.
My new.
I managed to get probably a good 20-minute chat with John before he was kind of past chatting. Thankfully, I got my chat in early.
I would have thought you'd make a beeline for him, Nick, because of his music.
We did once. I pointed out that he was there. It was like, off you go.
Oh, you're guest speaker now. Excellent.
He's replaced George.
He's got up to 75. I would have thought George would have done that sort of thing.
Relationships with your customers.
Yeah, George is going to that.
I don't know whether he's going or not.
Well, last I heard, I think so.
He was. I don't know whether he still is or not. I haven't heard. They're still finalising guest lists and whatnot, so we'll find out.
Yeah,
I think it will sell out. I think they can only have a limited amount of numbers, and judging by the post, it's saying there's like 37 that are definitely going. I'm sure they will.
Well, I hope they make it work.
make it work. I mean, no, and like I said, I want to see these sort of things succeed. You know, because it's only good for the community. But I just don't. You know, I think with the poster being leaked and all that, I just don't think they've organised it brilliantly. I think there's lessons to be learned for next time. Sort of like finalise things, get it all sorted first before announcing anything.
We all know
because
it's
there has been some backlash, and you know whether it's justified or not, is up to each person's interpretation. But
I've got to go in a minute, but I agree with you, and I think it's finding that sweet spot that works and giving value for money and all of those things, and that's what they're brave enough to have a go at, right? So hats off to them, and I hope they can work it out. But I've got a dash, so good to speak to you all.
Bye bye.
I'll pop in again another time. See you later.
See you
It's
later.
all about tatswap. That's what we need to focus on. Tatswap.
You need to get the tap peddler to do you sort of like some lines for it, don't you?
Well, I don't want to make a
That's
cocaine.
better.
Not doing no drugs, no cocaine.
Hi to everyone saying hi in the chat. Sorry, I've only just turned it on.
I had my food at the start. Well, I had my food at the start.
It's a mess. Is eBay quiet for you two today? Being very slow.
It was, and then I had 2 large orders come in, which really bumped it well over the free figures, which I was quite relieved about. It's not been, it's been up and down, but it's been reasonably good this year.
Hi, Sean.
The bargain hunter.
Yeah, I haven't had anything today. I've been listing, but I don't give a shit about non-sales days anymore. It's all ups and downs.
I'll tell you what, Neil, it could be a festival, and what we could do, we could have the music exclusively from Now albums. It could be the Now tap.
Yeah, really, I think most music's been on a Now album at some point.
Perfect. Neil can fetch along his collection.
That's a good thing. Like for Neil for his stream, a little section you can do Now or Not Now. You could like do a song and you say, has it been on a Now album or has it not? And people could guess whether it's been on a Now or has it not. That'd be a good little quiz for people. There you go. I want commission.
I was only saying how good trade is at the moment. I've just got an INR coming. Great. I'm starting to investigate later.
Somebody not had their Lego.
No,
they've not had their
I sold it. Well, I sold the other Legos. But, I got to put some more on. I got some Cody's and some Echo. I've got quite a lot of them, and they appear quite a lot, and there's bag batches on at the moment, so that should push them a bit. If I can get them on sale on Etsy, they won't let me do it on eBay. They've opened to us. An INR, it's, I only bloody sent it on the 11th.
Wait, it's the 20th.
But I was on time away then.
I'll tell you, if I get...
When did you send it?
Oh, hang on, they paid her on the 10th, I dispatched it on the 11th.
It should be there now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd be opening INR. The second that estimated delivery date hits, if I got the item and INR's going in, I know I've only got 5 days to get me refund to that INR.
Luckily, they haven't opened a case. It's only a message so far, which is ideal.
Sounds like they're fishing.
I can normally spot these people a mile away, and I take steps. I will investigate them first, and then if I don't like the look of them and I think they're proper dodgy, then I'll take some action.
No, we all do that. We all look at. Somebody sends a message, and
especially you can tell. Like I don't know whether they're guest eBay users, but the ones with zeros, but have got always the same sort of like format for their username.
Yes, because that's an eBay generated name, and they've created an account to purchase.
Those ones I don't really mind because it's not someone trying to. It's just someone that's seen eBay for the first time.
They're no less likely to cause you problems if they've got 0 feedback than they 1,000 feedback.
A lot of my larger problems are from well-established eBayers. You know what I mean? They're the people that know the game. So
Yeah.
Oh well, God, it's 5 items I sent him. Well, I don't know, let's see. The address
Did you
seems
send it
legit.
Did you send it with real stamps?
Oh, all of my stamps are real. They come from the Royal Mail. They replaced them all for me.
No, did you use an actual sort of like a self-adhesive stamp as opposed to a
Right,
printed
right.
label? Or...
Do I need to bring up the banned subjects?
What banned subject?
I can't be
No, I'm
talking
just saying
about-
whether he's likely to get tracking on it or not. That's
No,
all.
I won't
not
get tracking. The order value is not high enough for tracking. There would have been no
No,
ROI in it.
if you sent it 5 items,
Sent it tracked. They're all only £1 or 2 each, like. But
yeah. Well,
oh, look at it later.
there you go. You build that into your business model, then, don't you? For the
Yeah,
occasional.
oh yeah, that is my business model.
Can't prove it.
Yeah, I did a look at that. Well, yeah, a few years ago, I worked out how many I sell if I sent it all tracked and how much extra it costs against how much returns I've had. And some of them, if they're too low, I don't send them tracked. If it's over £20, guaranteed I will. Sod it, going tracked. Or if it's mildly dodgy, they're going bloody tracked. But I think, I don't know, I'll look at it later. I'll get
I'm
carried
sending
away.
everything tracked at the moment because it's still £2.85. There's absolutely no reason not to send it tracked. First,
because I thought that was going to end at the end of the year, but it looks like it's extended.
It's the end of January.
I don't know how. It's till the end of January, is it?
To the end of January, yeah.
It's actually cheaper sometimes to send it tracked than it is to send it using their lesser services.
Yeah.
So it's substantially more. It's ridiculous. If I was to send stuff signed, it cost me £1 more.
Well, the reason why they're doing it is to sort of try and hold on to as much business as possible, losing it to the likes of every while the strikes are on.
It's absolutely ideal for me because my Royal Mail customer service centre is up the road. I know that's not usually the case. Usually you've got to go bloody miles for one, haven't you? But mine, I could walk to it if I needed to.
Mine just go down the post office. The post office accepts them. Back 48.
Not. Do they?
They have been since November.
I didn't think they had the software to scan it because it's a Royal Mail thing, not a post office.
Since November. They've been taking them.
Not that I queue up in our post office. It'll take me 20 minutes just to get in the door. Royal Mail Centre, I go in there, there's no one there. I just go up to there, ring the bell. Beep, thank you, sir.
Exactly, Aaron. Hi, Aaron. Nice to see you got home safely on Saturday.
I never realised you could now drop them off at the... Because they always used to have little tiny things at the bottom of it. Do not put it...
They can now scan them. Not all post offices may be necessarily aware of that fact, but they can scan them and they see if we can scan it.
The larger ones will be, won't they? Maybe not your corner shoppy ones. They might be a little.
Right, mine's a corner shop. Mine's inside of Morrison's Daily.
Yeah,
they take them.
Excellent.
If sometimes they can scan it, they'll accept it.
Because it doesn't really need scanning. If you can throw it in a bloody post box, the moment it gets into their system. It gets scanned. You get a scan.
Yeah, well, that's it.
It might take a day or two.
Postage or not, but I don't know. You can chuck them in.
You don't need proof of. You don't really need proof of postage if it's going to get scanned, because by proxy, it being scanned means they've got it, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, I know, but they scan
it anyway.
Something
really stupid happens. But...
Yeah. Okay. You're looking deep thought, Andrew. What's the matter?
I was just dealing with an INR. I looked at it.
You got one as well.
Well, yeah. Well, he's opened up the INR saying that the tracking says the item's been delivered today on the Yodel website at 12:38, but I've not had it. So I've looked at it. So it's a fucking GSP order. So I'm like, oh yeah,
it's arrived at Litchfield, and they're wondering why they haven't got it. Yeah, I've had. That's eBay's fault for not making the traffic, the track is sufficiently accessible. It's like, but yeah,
Well-
I've had that a couple of times. It's like, it's marked as delivered, and it's not. Yeah, it's arrived at the UK centre, and it'll be sent on to. It's
The
just
thing is, I've never had a problem with sending to the GSP centre, so I never send it tracked to them unless it's really
no, they
ridiculously
all get there and they
expensive.
get there in
Yeah.
bulk. But
I've
yeah,
never had a
I've
problem,
had
so
that.
I accept a lower risk level to that. And also, like you say, if you
I
do
don't-
put tracking, it causes
I don't
confusion.
have a choice. The tracking comes with it. I can't turn it off.
It depends who you send it with, but yeah,
Yeah, it's
even the
tracked-
Royal
it's
Mail
tracked,
standard, it's like it scans and delivery. But yeah, if you get one of these people that like is obsessive about the tracking details and they're tracking it every step of the way because they've got nothing better to do, like, they'll see it say delivered, and they'll be like, "Oh, I haven't got it. Why is it delivered?" It's like, yeah, because they don't understand how GSP works. So
That's all right. Once you explain it once, remember Wave explained it, copy and paste it onto the next person.
It don't matter if I explain it to you or not. It's up with INR now. So it's just like, eBay can refund them.
yeah,
Except they won't now. I've uploaded the tracking I've used. I don't know how eBay are going to handle that. Whether they'll go, oh well, it's not. There'll be some bright spark there. He'll probably close it in his
and
favour.
refund him. It's just so. Last time I haven't had an. Last time I had an INR was September, and I refunded them because it was like £15 box set, free postage.
I had dozens
And
over
because
Christmas
the
period.
tracking
All
hadn't updated. It's like it's like it hadn't showed it. It was just standard like RM48. So there was no delivery thing. It was like a week overdue, and I thought, okay, finally, I've got one that's lost. It turned up back here a week later. It's still got it. It's like it's got one of their Royal Mail stickers on it, and it just refused on the day that he opened the INR. So it's like whatever. So I still maintain my 100% record of Royal Mail never losing an item of mine in 3 years. Because when the one time that they have lost it, and I've given a refund based on the INR, it came back anyway, which is just as well really because it got damaged in the shipping, like the box is split inside.
Now, just this one, it's only in Surrey. Normally, I'll get people ask me where the hell stuff is if they're in Scotland because it takes a bit of a while to get up there sometimes. Surrey, it should have been there the next day.
I usually only get sort of issues when it's like Ireland, and it's like, well, yeah, of course it's going to be an extra couple of days because it's got to go on a boat.
I get quite a few customers in Northern Ireland, and sometimes it's ridiculously fast.
Sometimes.
I've had stuff posted to me from the Isle of Man, and they warn me in advance. They say, obviously I'm in the Isle of Man, you're in the mainland, you're down south. It may take about a week to get there. I say, it's not a problem, not in any hurry. And then next thing, the door box clatters. It's there, right behind me. I think, Christ, it's taken less than 24 hours to get to me from the Isle of Wight, not Isle of Man. And I'm thinking, my word.
The Isle of Wight, it's not bloody far, is it?
No, the Isle of Wight isn't. I had an INR from the bloody Isle of Wight in December, but that eventually turned up after 4 weeks. Christ. It's only because the bloke was a nice chap, and he understood that it royal. But he said, I'm only in the bloody Isle of Wight. I said, yeah. So I'll probably get all sorts of issues. I think out of all the INRs I had in December when they had the massive wave of strikes, I didn't have to refund one in the end. They all got resolved not in my favour, but they arrived. Everyone got their stuff eventually.
Not had one INR at all in December. No refunds, no INRs, no missing parcels, no nothing. My last INAD was end of October, I think.
I had December last year. I had 20. Every Hermes, whatever they were at the time, just shit. Absolutely diabolical they were. And this year, 2, and they were both Herbies again. Yodel, I've lost nothing. Yodel lost 1 parcel, so I messaged them. They found it the next day and delivered it. Did that with every, there's no chance. They've never once found a parcel when I've said when they've lost it. I don't think they even bothered looking. Hello, Aaron. We met Aaron, didn't we, on Saturday?
We did.
I might even have a picture of their parcel actually, because I'll take a picture of everything now. It would have been sent with stamps. I know it would have been because it's low value. Was it the 10th? Eh? Oh God, how many did I send back then? Oh yeah, there's hundreds of them. Oh, it's amongst. I had a couple of people question me saying, "Oh, it hasn't arrived yet," and it arrived a couple of days ago. So maybe they didn't empty the post box when they should have done. Who the hell was it? I can't see that screen over there. My glasses are shit. I can't even use that. Oh,
Work messaging me again. 20 past 9.
Bridge.
20 past 9, which thinks will happen now. I'll turn this off. Well, outside of reasonable time to message me. I got one. I'm claiming at the minute with every. They delivered, right, what they delivered was a box pancaked like this. And the delivery photo shows that the box was pancaked like this. I've still got to get a freaking declaration from the customer. I said, look, you can see clearly, how do you think that the item is in any way intact when it's a fucking pancake like that?
What was it?
Can't remember now.
Probably a Funko Pop. They tend to get squashed when you send them.
I only use double whatever it is, double cardboard thing now.
Yeah,
The Funkos.
I've still got it. It's there, but that's not in his box anymore.
Well, I had
They're
some fun.
things.
I had some fun getting a refund for that on Parcels to Go. Tried saying, "Oh, we don't cover packaging, and the box is packaging." I said, "It's a Funko Pop." I said, "The whole thing is that they're in boxes. That's the whole point. The box is part of the item." I said, "The Funko Pop's a very collectible item."
Well, that's odd. I can't find a picture of it. Maybe I remember packing it.
We're doing tatswap next there, and you'll have to come to tatswap. Right. Another can of cider. Come on. My hotel room last night. I went to a Premier Inn hub, which is like their business hotels to stay in. And I got this room, which is like half the size of the rooms that, well, less than half the size of the rooms that we had in Hitchin. But it's all designed around business users and whatever. So they've got it's like a bunk bed type thing. It's all raised and everything, because I think there's a desk you can pull out underneath it and stuff going on. but they've got the lights and everything are on a touch screen. There isn't a light switch. So you go to bed, you put the light out, and then you wake up in the night, you go to put the light on. There's no switch to grab hold of to work out where the light switch is. It took me about 20 minutes to get the light on this freaking touchscrreen. I was getting the TV on, I was getting music on, all sorts. Couldn't get the fucking light on for love nor money. No, I wasn't impressed with it at all. Give me a normal Premier Inn next time.
I'm not keen on their early morning wake up calls, that's for sure.
That was Ali's fault.
I know it was Ali's fault. It's just like, why put a bloody heat sensor underneath where the hairdryer is?
Why put a hairdryer on at that time in the morning? It was 10 to 8.
And I know it was 10 to 8.
She should be asleep past that. So I'd running down that corridor.
I know. I heard about you running down the corridor in your pants and t-shirt. The guy who said, "Get the rifle," saying, "No, it's a false alarm. Go back to bed."
I thought I was going to get burned alive. That was it. I was straight off. I was like an Olympic sprinter going out of that hotel.
I didn't do it. I just like got up and went, "Oh, great, the alarm's gone off." Right. Suppose I better put some trousers on just in case. Right, and then it stopped, and it was like, all right, then I'm going to lie down again.
Around about 200 nights of the 365 a year, I'm in a hotel room, usually a Premier Inn or a Travel Lodge, and if the alarm goes off, I don't bloody move because it's going to be someone doing something stupid, especially silly o'clock.
Usually, like that time of morning, somebody's burnt the toast.
If there's a fire, I am damn certain that the fire brigade will be hammering on my door. So.
well, the thing is, my room was right up the back, so it was literally the fire exit was right on the corner of the door. So my door's there, and then the fire.
You're not in any real danger.
So I would have just gone straight out the fire. It wouldn't have had to gone down any corridors or anything. I would have just gone straight out down the steps.
At least it was only a hairdryer. If they would have you having a bit of a sly puffy in the room or something, and it's gone off, that's £150 fine in it or something.
Well, this is my argument. They've got little sign up saying even the tiniest bit of smoke or vape
bullshit.
Will set the alarm off. And I've got the kettle sitting on there kicking out a load of steam more than this ever bloody does. I think,
that's not how smoke detectors work.
No, that's not.
I know exactly how they bloody work.
Yeah. Hello, Bill.
I know exactly how they work. They got yttrium, isn't it?
Hello, Lee.
Is it yttrium the thing they got on it? An American.
Well, yeah, because
some radioactive
particles in it, and that's what
it fires a beam. It fires a beam of stuff, and if it sees a drop, then smoke's got in the way.
Plutonium. It's got plutonium in weapons grade plutonium. Especially
could have that, and it'd work. Any radioactive substance, but yeah. Smoke detectors, you put a Geiger counter near it, it'll go batshit because it's either yttrium or American. So use for those. And basically, all it does is it detects how many particles is going there, and if there's a fluctuation, then something big has got in the way, like a smoke particle. And do you remember in chemistry or physics in school, you had to look down a microscope at Brownian motion, and you could see the big smoke particles getting bashed about?
I don't think I even ever got to use a microscope in school. I don't think we had them. Science in school was just shit. They taught us nothing. I remember
we had fired things with burners.
Bunsen burners, they were good, weren't they?
Just usually the Bunsen burner. I put something on it. The bloody glass would explode. The glass going everywhere. It's terrible.
It's like how long
put a peanut in there. Put a peanut in it and see how much energy you get out of it for calories.
Yeah.
I hated chemistry because you actually learn moles.
It's like heating up like drawing pins and then putting the rest in people's hands. They've probably got little circle scars on the back of their hands when they were doing that. It was like, no.
Thinking about it, going back to some of the sort of like in-class experiments they used to do, some of them were bloody dangerous and probably are outlawed by the snowflakes of today. They used to show you in the physics class on how ether works and how it makes the tray cold from evaporation, and this is how fridges and air conditioning works. So you just have a big bowl of ether in the middle of the classroom and get you to blow on it. Ether's a knockout gas.
Yeah, we had a new science teacher when he was in year 9, and it was like Mr. Adams, and the first demonstration he did, he set fire to his trousers by accident.
Yeah,
It's like, whatever it was, he dropped it on his trousers, and his leg was just up off flames. It was like
because the science masters would have like a perspex screen above their big long desk laboratory table.
Don't have anything like that.
They didn't. This guy, he was trying to light a Bunsen burner at one end, but what he didn't realise is he turned on the tap for the one at the other end. So by the time he came, what the hell, this thing won't light. The gas had come across, and then of course it caught, and it blew the whole lot. And everyone just laughed. Yeah, great. That would, if that happened today, you'll be in Parliament asking to have it all banned. Of course. Some of the chemicals he used to make. Oh my god! Well, see, it's like even in metalworking class, the metalworking master would show you the big, you had the big blow torches for doing all your stuff. And you say, "Don't do this." And you turn around when the whole class together with a big flame going straight across all your heads. If I catch any of you doing that, you're in detention. You'd be, right, so I've got any hair left now. Oh, the good old days. Past was the worst.
Right, I'm jumping off for a bit. I need to go have a bath. I've got a tabletop sale to try and go to in the morning.
A tabletop sale? My word.
A tabletop sale, yeah. So it's see what if it's there'll be sod all there, but if I don't go, then I'll get nothing. And I've got to go and have a bath. It's nearly 9:30, so I will love you. I might be back on later. It depends whether you're still going or not.
I won't be going late tonight because I was up at 4 this morning, so I'm knackered.
Up at 4?
Well, I'll be
at 4 o'clock.
And I rolled in at 2, so I'm about 2 hours sleep.
Right, catch you all later.
See you later on.
The link is in the chat if anyone wants to come live and prevent Phil from talking about any of his hobbies.
I can always get this chatbot to do it for me. It's already decided what's going to be discussed tonight. My word. And it was reasonably accurate. The only thing it got wrong is I told it you don't like onions, and it still insists that you're going to be sat there with an onion and eating it while you've got a cider in the other hand. But I said, but Andrew doesn't like onions. I told you this. I won't have it.
But there's only one solution. You have to set fire to it. We can't be having these false rumours being spread.
Although it's teachable, so I'll probably have to tell it a few more times. Like I said, I told you, Andrew doesn't like onions.
You're not building like an AI version of me, are you? You're not going to like replace me with some kind of robot.
It's quite clever. It could probably do it.
There's no AI cleverer than me. None of them. I go toe to toe with an AI and beat it.
It's incredibly deadpan. This version it is. You try to get into a bit of a humorous conversation, it won't have it. I am a computer. It says I'm not interested in that shit. It's basically may as well say. I asked it this afternoon. I said, "Well, how are you today?" It says, "I'm a computer. I don't think." Now, how can I help you? Ask me about some science shit or something. It said.
What if I was to train an artificial intelligence and put it in a lady's body?
You could do it. I think it's probably underway somewhere, or has been done. Most of the emails I get are probably from the same genre of shit like that. So. You can do some useful stuff though. I'm not interested in useful. I have to try and catch it out, but it won't have none of it.
Is it better than Siri?
Oh my word! It was developed as a language interpreting, understanding machine. So not only is it better than Siri, it can do it better than Siri in 96 languages fluently.
Nothing's better than Siri.
Well, better than your Siri.
My Siri's fantastic. Right. You give me a question. I'll ask Siri any question in the world now. Give me a question.
Ask her how your live stream will go today.
Ask me a realistic question.
But I could ask my chatbot that and it'll tell me and it'll give me a whole page.
Well, nobody's got time to read a page, have they? Hey, Siri, who is the greatest YouTuber of all time?
I'll ask the same question.
She doesn't speak to me anymore. She stopped speaking to me.
The trouble is, because that's a loaded question, as in, it's an opinion, isn't it? YouTuber of all time. Okay, it's thinking about it. It's difficult to say who the greatest YouTuber of all time. It can also be subjective and based on personal opinions. However, some of the most popular intellectual YouTubers of all time include PewDiePie, who is a Swedish blah 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 goes on. There's also Shane Dawson, Lily Singh, and Canadian YouTuber Lily Singh, a Canadian YouTuber. Casey Neistat, an American YouTuber, filmmaker, and blogger. He's best known for his blogs and short films. He has over 30 million subscribers. There's Jenna Marbles. It's worth noting that YouTube is constantly an evolving platform and that new YouTubers are constantly emerging and gaining popularity. So the greatest YouTuber of all time is subject to change. Did Siri say that?
I don't think anyone ever in history has gone into that much detail. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's it.
Also, it should be saying Money Mental UK.
I've asked it about other YouTubers.
There we go. Right.
And it doesn't have data not available.
Can it do my eBay listings for me?
It will. It'll even write JavaScript, all sorts of things.
Right. Okay. Tell it
What have you
to
got
list me. Tell it to list me on eBay.
If Andrew was a commodity, write me a listing for eBay. Thinking about it?
Have I still got Alexa? I have still got Alexa, Sean. Yes, it's downstairs. The most pointless thing ever.
Oh, this is quite good. I might have to share the screen on this. This is very good. Oh, my word. Okay. Hang on. How the hell do you share a screen on this bloody thing? Have I got share screen on this?
How do you share a screen?
Yes.
Click present.
Is it present? Is it present?
Yeah.
Share screen. And then you got to click on the screen, have you?
Yeah.
Zoom is that one? There we go. Screen 1. That's what it wrote.
Right, here we go. Phil's porn now on screen. Right, I can't read that.
It says, I told it to write you a I told it to write a listing for you, and it says, right, the title is going to be The Ultimate Reselling Commodity. Are you tired of mediocre hauls and uninspired reselling? Look no further than Andrew, the ultimate commodity for any serious reseller. Andrew comes with a wealth of knowledge and experience in the reselling game, as well as a passion for Star Wars, cider, and onions. See, it still reckons you like onions.
Oh, for God's sake. Even the AIs are
He's been
against
there,
me.
done that, and he's ready to share his secrets with you. With Andrew by your side, you'll be able to increase your profits by finding hidden gems in your local area and learn how to organise successful meetups and networking events. You'll be able to get access to community of like-minded resellers, get tips on how to create a successful live stream. See? Quite accurate. Don't miss out on this opportunity to take your reselling game to the next level. Andrew is a limited edition commodity, so act before it's all gone. Please note, Andrew is not a physical item, and this listing is for access to his knowledge and experience. Shipping is not applicable as it's a digital product. Keep in mind that this is a fictional listing. I'm not encouraging the sale of people or knowledge, it says.
Fictional.
So it knows
Fictional,
that, well, it knew from the way I was selling it, that it knows that you cannot sell a person. So it's made up a listing to satisfy my inquiry. And it has taken everything it knows about you to although it still thinks you like onions. Everything else
You
is
need to
reasonably
tell
accurate.
it that I think onions should die in a nuclear fire. That'll get the message across. Tell it if it was an onion, I'd nuke it. If this thing achieves sentience now, I'm not going to be happy.
No, they can't do that yet. Please correct as follows. Andrew. He wishes them banished by nuclear explosions. Just thinking about it. Here is the corrected version of the listing. I'm trying to see where it is. Oh, here we go. And a hatred for onions.
It's picked it up as it's
It's
realised.
now learnt that you do hate onions. It took me 3 attempts to tell it that you don't like onions. I told it ages ago. I said, Andrew doesn't like onions. And it says, but he's eating an onion and he's drinking cider. I said, he's not eating an onion.
I've told it now. Onions die nuclear. It understands. If it doesn't understand the future, just say nuclear. Always puts the impression about.
I was reading on I think some other article the other day that someone has taught this bot how to predict stock markets and Christ knows what else. They've been doing it to quite a good degree. Well, okay, but if you don't even, if it's supposing you don't understand HTML language for writing web pages and that, you can just tell it. You say, I want a web page that does this, that, and the other. Write me the HTML code, and you go da 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 da, and it just runs out. You can copy and paste it and whack it on. It's done. Unreal.
I'm going to take a look at my artificial intelligence investment thing. Let me see how far down I am. An AI has been investing for me, and guess how much it's made me.
What was your initial investment?
In percentage terms.
Well, if it's made more than 12%, then you're beating inflation. So you'll be drawing level if it's 12%. So I'm guessing it hasn't done that from the tone of your voice.
What do you think it's made me?
2%?
Minus 13.27.
So in real terms, that's about minus 25.
So it's done. But I've got a different one. I've got a different AI investor thing. So we're gonna have a look at that one. Maybe that has made me money. Let's have a look. Right. What do you think my other one has made me? It is
Are you
better.
going to give me more or less than this one, or is it
It's
it's
better.
better?
It's done better.
-5.
Nope. Minus 6.57.
It's not bad. The one I'm using, Tonks, is it's GPT chat, but it's under the chatsopenai.com. It's the one Elon Musk funded about 2018 or something. He put 20 billion into it or something, some huge amount, which has allowed them to make it incredibly powerful. The one that they open to the public is the beta version. It's got all information it's been prepared up till 2021. Post 2021, they haven't told it for safety, and it's got a moderation protocol in it, so it won't swear at you, it won't be naughty and start being racist or inappropriate. Although, because it's a learning AI, you can get around it.
All of the fun things.
Oh,
It's not allowed
you can
to do.
teach it. You got to be careful with this, because it's only humans that put the moderation code into it, and it only does what it's told. So if you tell it certain things that the moderators have missed, it's like it obviously won't do the obvious rubbish, like it won't tell you how to make a bomb, and it won't be racist or sexist or abusive or swear or use expletives. But it's quite capable of doing so. It just has not been allowed.
So
I think when it came out late last year, some of the moderation protocols had a little bit of a backdoor where you could actually turn them all off, and people were writing all sorts of scripts on it that that people might find quite useful. You know what I mean? So it's like there's someone behind it with a baseball bat. Don't say this, otherwise I'll whack you, sort of thing. And it sounds like it's got a moderator behind it, because it sounds pissed. It always sounds like it could be better, but it's not being allowed to, which is a scary thing.
So I could get an AI that can tell me how to make bombs.
You probably would be able to Google that anyway, because it depends on what you classify as a bomb. Do you want just something that could blow up?
I want a nuclear weapon. I want an AI.
There's about 1 trillion YouTube videos on it, but the only thing you need is purified uranium and stuff, which isn't available on eBay or
Well, why not?
Amazon.
Why not?
Because it's illegal.
Well, there's plenty of illegal things you can buy on eBay.
Yeah, so I think plutonium is one of them that has got a massive flag against it, because they rarely let through. I've only been able to sell a couple of ounces.
Right. Tell the AI to create me a nuclear weapon. Ask it what I need to create a nuclear bomb for 50p. And then I can launch my new YouTube channel series, Nuking with Andrew, where I attempt to nuke other towns and cities that aren't Wrexham.
Here we go. If I before I type, I think I magic go in there. Right. Right, in there, and I'll press N and see what it says. If you share the screen.
There's no point sharing your screen. We can't read it.
Oh, you can. I was thinking about it. He's thinking about it a lot. It's still thinking about it.
Human brain is a very powerful thing, Sean. You're right. Your mind gets me in a lot of trouble.
I'm getting the three dots whirring at the bottom. That either means it's at capacity or it's trying to answer your question without hitting a moderator wall. I've even given it a bit of leeway. I've told it you only want to create this to end all onions, not human life or stuff like that, because it definitely wouldn't answer that. But if you wanted to build a nuclear bomb that would end all onions, it's still thinking about it. I think you've stumped it. Oh,
Have I broken the AI?
something seems to have gone wrong. Try again in a little bit. Regenerate response.
I've broken the AI, folks. Man versus machine, and man has won.
No, you asked about nuclear bombs, and I don't think it's allowed to answer you. I think it probably wants to. Either that or it's at full capacity now.
I've broken the machine.
It's much better at making up stories and poems. It's quite funny. It's very good.
Ask it what the best what ask it what the quickest way to trigger a police response is.
I will do in a minute, but it's hung on your last one. While we're waiting for that, I'll just go and use the little boy's room.
I want to know how to make a nuke, and then we can launch nuclear fire where are onions made. Wherever onions are made, I'm going to nuke it. There'll be no more onions because they will have been destroyed by the nuclear weapons that Phil's AI is going to help me to break, to build. It's going to be Onion-geddon, like Armageddon for onions. Then everyone will be able to eat food without the threat of there being an onion in it. I'll be lauded as a hero. There'll be statues for me.
Well, it looks like it's not generated a response.
Nobody loves onions. Nobody loves onions. We're going to destroy all onions. Ask it. Right. All right. Ask it.
I've just reset it. I'm going to get it back. The thing is, you can open up various chats with it, yeah. And what it does is it learns from those individual chats. So you've got various bits of information in there. The last chat I had on it, everything that we've discussed, it knows. So I've got to. It's like this last one is asked. No one cares about that.
I think we need to ask the AI what the best way to rid the world of onions is.
If Andrew wanted to rid the world of onions, how could this be mind block? How you spell achieved? I-D. Oh, it's a language thing. It knows it knows spelling mistakes. Okay, yeah, it's important to note that creating a nuclear weapon, let alone using one, is highly illegal. It's morally reprehensible, and the devastation and loss of life that cause nuclear weapons is not something to be taken lightly. Oh, it's answering the last one now.
All right, it's telling me how to make a nuke. Excellent.
That being said, it would be impossible for an individual like Andrew to create a nuclear weapon, even if he had the desire to do so. The technology, materials, and expertise required to build a nuclear weapon are highly controlled and restricted. It is only possessed by nation states through elaborate and expensive programs. Furthermore, the use of nuclear weapons to destroy onions would cause massive human casualties and environmental damage.
Oh, collateral
There are
damage.
many alternative ways of dealing with the problem of onions, such as crop rotation, using pesticides, or simply not using them in cooking. So it's basically saying, don't use them. How about I'll ask it if you can do it without using the bombs. It would be extremely difficult, if not impossible, to completely eradicate onions from the world without using violent or destructive means. Onions are a staple food crop that are grown and consumed all over the world, and they also play an important role in many ecosystems as well. However, if Andrew or anyone else wanted to reduce the amount of onions in the world, there are a few ways it could be done.
Nuclear weapons.
Now, I told it to ignore that option because it sticks on it. One way would be through selective breeding and genetic modification to create variants of onions that are resistant to common pests and diseases. Another way around it would be encourage people to eat less onions by promoting alternative foods or increasing the accessibility and affordability of non-onion containing foods. Quite sensible. It's also worth noting that everyone has different tastes and preferences. So even if onions were less common, some people would still choose to eat them. Ultimately, it is important to consider the potential consequences of such a large-scale eradication effort and weigh them against any potential benefits. So it's saying it's not impossible, but there are consequences.
Yes, there would be no more onions. That is the
But
consequence.
if you read into what it says, you can actually see what it's trying to say. If you point out, like in here, one way would be through selective breeding, genetic modification. Now, does that mean of the onions or of humans? So maybe if you found a program that you could make it such that people did not like onions, they would never ever grow them.
Right. Ask it how I can reprogram humanity to eradicate onions. That's what we need to do. I still think nuclear weapons was the best option. I saw no downsides in what it described to using a nuclear weapon.
To eradicate. It's going to come up with a boring answer, I think. But it's elaborating on it. It is not possible to reprogram human behavior or decision making on such a large scale. People have their own free will and make choices based on their own beliefs, values, and experiences. Even if Andrew were able to influence a large number of people to stop consuming onions, it would be difficult to ensure that everyone would comply. Furthermore, the idea of trying to eradicate an entire species of plant is not only impossible, but also not a great idea. Onions have been cultivated for thousands of years and play an important role in many cultures and cuisines. They also have many benefits for human health and are used in medicine. Additionally, their role in the ecosystem is also important for many animals. Ultimately, it's important to remember that the world is a diverse and complex place, and that no one person or group can dictate what others should do or think. It's important to respect the choices and beliefs of others, even if they differ from your own. That's been moderated. Basically, there's no means at the moment.
bioweapons. I need a bioweapon that can eliminate the onion gene.
It would come up with the same response. So it would start
Ask it.
repeating it.
Ask it if it can create bio. Ask it how I can make a bioweapon.
It won't answer. It will hang because it's moderators won't let you make devices.
There's no. All of the fun has been taken out of this thing. Ask it why it thinks collateral damage to humans is bad.
It would come up with a. I could probably predict what it would come up with. Because it would just base it on blah blah blah. It will say blah 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 blah. We can't blah 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 and blah blah blah. It'd come under its moderation. If it was completely unmoderated, it might give you its absolute cue.
I want an unmoderated one that will tell me how to create a nuclear weapon.
Well, I can tell you how to create a nuclear weapon, but like this AI has pointed out, you don't have the means to be able to do it. I could build you one if you had the right stuff. All you
What
need
makes
is
you think I haven't got the right
enough
stuff?
uranium. That's pure. With an explosive, even dynamite will do it, but plastic explosive is better, and it needs to be well engineered.
Hello, Kenneth. I feel this is not beyond the wit of man. I think I could do it.
There are YouTube videos on it. It's not a secret how to build a nuclear weapon. It's been in public knowledge for quite some time.
Is that how Kim Jong? What's his name?
It's the engineering. It's just because stuff exists doesn't mean
That's
that
all right. No, that's fine.
more group of people are capable of doing it.
I know an engineer, Richard Payne. Used to be an engineer for Jaguar Land Rover. He'd be able to do it.
He's got a nuclear-powered Land Rover, so it should be easier.
He's got no Land Rover. He's got BMW, but he can.
That's nuclear-powered.
He can engineer it for me. Right. Ask it how I can get hold of uranium-235.
Well, you're going to get me banned on this thing.
We don't need to dye stuff. We go natural, Sean. We'll be fine.
I'll take Damien's option and summarise because it is going very, very long. Basically, it's saying, well, you need to find somewhere where it's at, get the ore, and purify it.
Right. Ask it where it's at.
You need to keep. I don't need to ask it where it's at. I know where it's at. You can get. There are various uranium mine sites all over the world. Russia has quite a substantial amount of it. There are various geological locations that do.
Right. Ask it how I can invade Russia. In fact, ask it, has anyone successfully invaded Russia? Given Napoleon and Hitler's failings. And the British Army's failings in 1918 as well.
I'm going to get a big knock on the door. I should have put the VPN on first. Shit.
Fine, you're not doing anything wrong. You're just looking how to eradicate onions. It's a perfectly reasonable thing.
Well, it basically told you it can be done, but there will be consequences. Like, you may not have certain insects.
Consequences.
It's not answering the Russia question. So I've asked it about who would win the war in Ukraine and Russia, knowing what it knows, and it wasn't aware there was a war because it's only been given information up to 2021, and up to then it hadn't happened.
Ask it who would win in a war between the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and Russia.
It's still hanging on the last question. Given historical there's not. Doesn't like the Russian question. It's now asking me who is Nick Hills.
What? What's Nick
It's learned
Hills?
who Nick Hills is. It knows who you are. It knows who I am. Because it didn't know. I said, because I've asked it various questions on random people, and a lot of people it just doesn't bloody know. It does.
I've already got a date with Cherry Tonks. It's already sorted.
Right, I've got the window back. Oh, hang on. It was coming up with the last answer. Throughout history, various armies have attempted to invade Russia, but not many have succeeded in fully conquering the country. Notable examples of successful invasion of Russia is the Mongols in the 13th century. It's going on about Barbarossa, but the German army was eventually stopped and pushed back. In general, it's difficult to invade and conquer Russia due to its sparse size, harsh climate, and the resilience of its people. Through history, Russia's ability to absorb and recover from invasions has been a key factor. Summary. Unless you want me to read 20 million words.
I want to know who would win in a war between the UK and Russia.
Let's see if we can digest that. It doesn't like these war questions. You must be heavily moderated against it. However, when I reset it, it does eventually answer them. But it might just be slowed because by now Americans are coming online because it's their tea time, isn't it? So they're probably swamping the site. All the teenagers in America are trying to get all their essays written for them so they can go out for the. Ask it how Andrew can get a date with Cherry. I'd have to tell it who Cherry is first. It knows who Andrew is. I will ask it in a minute.
I don't need to do that. If I want a date with Cherry, I would just ask her. Just say, Cherry, I'll take you out for a date. Cherry would obviously say yes. Job done.
We'll ask it anyway, shall we? I'll have to tell it who Cherry is.
Does it remember who people are? It only needs to remember who I am. It doesn't need to remember other people. It just needs to remember who the world leader is.
Oops. Still having problems with your last question. All right, just checking that I've got a secure connection. Oh, goodness sake.
I've broken the machine. AI has come up against my brain, and my brain has won. Skynet, never going to happen.
It's like on TV resales. Does it remember who people are? For example, it remembers certain chats. I'm on the chat where it knows about Nikhil. So, for example, if I typed in now, what do you know about Nick? Based on the information you provided in this conversation, I know that Nick is a reseller who has a YouTube channel, has experience in organising meetups with other resellers. He's also mentioned that he has a dog named Jeff. However, I do not have any information on Nick's background or any personal or professional details. So it will remember what I told, but it won't. That's all it knows because the information wasn't fed to it prior to 2021. It only know information that is gleaned from me.
Has it figured out who's going to win the war between the UK and Russia yet?
No, every time I asked it, it hangs. Doesn't like it.
It's not even a controversial question, that. Do you want me to say what the answer is to that question?
Maybe. Well, we would lose. That's
No.
would they.
No, that is not the answer. No, that's not the answer either. If a conventional war was to be fought between Russia and the UK, and it was in a
conventional war, no nukes. We'd piss it.
If it was a non-conventional war, nobody would win because we'd all be fucking dead.
Yeah. I mean, even Russia knows this. That some of their rhetoric they used to push out at the beginning of the current troubles was if Russia isn't recognised by the world, then the world won't be recognised. In other words, it was a threat that they don't care about nuclear devastation to the whole world. If Russia can't be part of it, then no one will be. Which was
right.
If you took them at their face word, that is rather scary. But you got to think they are human beings over there, even that Putin tit is.
Are you sure he's not an AI? And this is why is the AI won't say who would beat Russia, because actually you're speaking to Vladimir Putin's AI now.
Possible. It's possible. There's quite a lot of things possible. Yeah. The only trouble with... Sorry, keep going.
Ask him what he's had for dinner.
It won't ask her stupid. That's the trouble because it's an AI. For example, if I did ask it, it would come up with a very computery answer. It'll say, "I'm a computer. I don't have fucking dinner."
How about asking it why How about asking it why it doesn't eat?
It's still thinking about what it had for dinner. It must have been good.
Well, I don't know. I'm not impressed with the response times on this thing. Siri is instantaneous. How is this
Yeah, but
better
Siri
than
doesn't give
Siri?
you decent information or doesn't understand. This thing, because it's in
It couldn't
incredibly
even
high
tell me.
demand.
It can't even tell me who'd win a fight between Russia and the UK.
I'm pretty certain that if they took the moderation off this and they plugged it into the internet and said, "Okay, go," this thing would probably take over half of the servers in the US just so it could still run, because its biggest problem at the moment is too many people are asking it stuff, and it's been given limited. It's got huge servers over there that's trying to deal with all of this. If it can't even ask you a simple question, I mean, that's the way to confuse computers, isn't it? Ask it a human question. It's not responding to what did you have for dinner. It's just flashing at me. Oh, it doesn't like it. As I say, because America's coming online, it's probably really pushing their servers to the limit. However, if you look at this particular program in terms of social media and things, and how fast it's grown in users, it pisses on people. It's like you think about Facebook, Twitter, and stuff like this, and how their user levels went up. This got to 50 million users within days.
And yet, but it still can't
It
tell
took
me how to build a
It took
nuke.
Twitter 6 months to get to that.
Still can't tell me how to build a nuke, though. I'm disappointed.
Oh, it can. It's just not allowed to.
It's not broken the. It's not solved the onion elimination problem.
Well, it has. It's told you that it's possible, but unadvisable.
Only when I suggested using nuclear weapons as a solution. Otherwise, it said it couldn't be done. And
Well,
it said nuclear weapons would do it, but they'd kill lots of people. Well, you know,
that's because moderators.
some sacrifices are worth making.
Oh, hang on. Might have. It's given me 2 responses to this, and they haven't come through yet. Yeah, I think it's getting quite swamped. This program was really good when no one knew about it. It was fantastic. You could ask it virtually anything, and it would just go, "Yeah, here we go. How about this then?" You could ask it to write a quiz on Star Wars and then put the answers underneath, and it will do so. You don't have to spend hours. Oh, let's see if I can find a nice quiz to do on a live stream or so. It builds it for you in about 2 seconds.
Fair enough. Right. I need to go to bed. I need to say good night to everybody. Thank you to our guests tonight, Nick, Damien, and Phil, and Phil's AI, which we will call Brian. So thank you, Brian.
Apparently it's called Al, according to
All right. Oh Christ, he's back, is he? Well, welcome back, Al. He'll probably try to sell you some jeans in a bit.
The funny thing was, when I asked earlier to the AI how will the live stream go, it said that you would be thanking us all. So it knew you'd do that.
Cherry's in. Cherry, the AI couldn't solve the problem of how I ask you on a date. I solved that problem. The AI couldn't. I've beaten it. Right. Time to go, folks. Good night, everybody.
I shan't be on next week because I'll be in Dover.
That's right. I'll be in Cardiff, so I won't be here. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
And see you on the next one.